All right, let's go make a knife. No, you're not going to focus, are you? There's a fox out there. I won't focus past this window, you know, at the higher zooms, but there was a fox out there on his domain, and he was doing the window ass whooping. All right, you gave him a poodle window ass whooping, and you scared him right off. Did you see how they ran? Well, they didn't exactly run, but they sort of sauntered, scared. Okay, they weren't scared, and they walked really slowly. The truth is, I don't think they heard you. Okay? But we'll just say you scared them off. Does that make you feel better? Okay, so let me show you. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Ah! Here's the caddo. Oh, here's the sharpfinger. That is going to be a gorgeous handle. Gorgeous, just gorgeous. I'm going to do that here in a minute. I'm going to clean this up. I'm going to buff it, polish it, shiny it up. And then epoxy these on if you want to know what this is going to look like. That's walnut, Dymalux walnut. That's going to be pretty, pretty, pretty. And I may do this first before I get all dirty and covered in schmutz with this. So yeah, let me get this done because I got the sheath here. In a couple hours this will be done and buffed and ready to be sold. And then I'll come work on this. And then it's still really early. I don't even think it's 8 a.m. yet. I got out here at dark 30. Then I'm going to go home, get a shower, and we're going to go to town and go to the courthouse and see if we can't get this place here attached to that place there so it'll all fall under homestead exemption. God, I tell you what, trying to get the government to do anything that you're supposed to be able to do this. It's, you know, on their own website. But when you go there, everybody speaks a form of English, what do we call it? Oh, stupid. People who work at the tax office don't know their own tax laws or their own website. Do they not go to their own website? I don't get it. But anyway, we may ultimately have to hire a lawyer to handle this for us. I mean, this is commonly done. And back in Sibley, as I bought land and added it to my property, my parcel of land that my home was on, it was a very simple matter. I'd go into the tax office, sitting down with a lady saying, look, I bought this piece of land. Here's the legal description. I want to attach it to my property. And I did that 3 times, buying land up as it became available next to my house. So it all fell under my homestead exemption, and I didn't have to pay a separate property tax on it. And that's what we're trying to do here. We're paying property tax here, and it doesn't qualify for homestead exemption because you only get homestead exemption on a home you're living in. And if we can call this all one property now, because we own them both, and there's no more easement in the front of our house to get here because we own it all. Anyway, we're going to try to get that done today. We've got something notarized that we may be able to convince the people at the courthouse to just take it the way it is. And if not, then we got to go have a new deed drawn up and all kinds of legal BS. And geez, it's just become a nightmare with these people. Anyway, let me get to work. I'm going to finish this up. Sometimes I just sit here and pet my dog and ponder. If I boil a funny bone, will that then become a laughing stock? All right, now we're going to turn this into a knife. Okay, before and after. You ready? Sunglasses on. Oh boy, I sure like making these polished knives. And let me go ahead and stick it in the sheath. I'll need 2 hands for that. Okay, I normally get $2.25 for these, but I'm rethinking my price. You know, about $2.10. That would be $10 shipping. If anybody wants it, here it is. And if you've bought knives from me before, let me know, because I will give you a price break. Alrighty, there's one. Now I'm fixing to go put my big boy gloves on and go buff the ever-loving snot out of this. I can't wait to get these. If this is any indication of how shiny that handle is going to look, that's going to be a pretty knife. So I'm gonna admire the other knife for a little bit longer, and then I'm gonna go get to work on this. Alrighty. So that's roughly, I still got a second polishing to do, but what I do is put the handles on, get them epoxied, and then the next day get them all sanded and cleaned up, and then when it gets its second buffing, is when it really starts to look like a mirror. Right, I'm gonna start getting them handles on, and man, it's still early. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do for another hour or two. All right, we'll be back for that tomorrow. I'm gonna sit here and think about what I want to do next. I'm not sure. My wife wants to go to town today, so if she doesn't, I'm gonna change the blade on that. I'd probably go to cutting some more knives out just so I can get that done, because of all the things involved in knife making, that is the most boring, and not unpleasant, it's just boring, tedious, nothing interesting, cutting along the lines, and then after that is when the fun starts. Well, since I can't do any more real, work in my shop, the caddo will be ready tomorrow. In the meantime, I went and mailed the sharpfinger that was for sale. I still have the maple burl handle. The mirror polished one is for sale. I got a package from Weaver. I ordered some stamps from Weaver that I could not find at Tandy, and I'm gonna show them to you. It's barbed wire, and I'll tell you, there is a learning curve to these stamps. You gotta be very, very careful and exact, and even how hard you hit them. You see the difference in depth between this and this. This was light, this was very hard, this was a little harder. Not quite as hard as the middle, but a little harder than that. And then I have 2 different sizes of barbed wire, and one of them really matches up easy, and the other one doesn't. And then I have a corner, which is that there, so you can head off in this direction. So I'm gonna do this on the caddo sheath that I'm fixing to make. And I'm gonna be very, very careful. And I already figured out that the best way to do it is to turn it upside down and work that away. But I gotta wash my hands or else get my dirty hands all over the leather, and then the leather won't hold a stain. So I just thought I'd show you my my new stamps. It is just about 3 in the afternoon. I got a lot done today. This is russet and black. That's for the caddo. You know, some of this leather has little marks in it, and you know, this is like barbed wire from the cow rubbing into barbed wire, and there's no telling what kind of scars they got, but you can't help that. I mean, I don't want to use the word cheap, but I buy the cheapest leather I can find at 7 to 8 ounce, which is at Tandy, and it's good leather. Just you got, you know, you might have a scratch or a barbed wire marks. Every once in a while you come up with a brand. Somewhere in here I've got a piece of leather with a brand on it. Okay, that's my barbed wire stamp. I kind of like it. It is definitely going to take a little getting used to. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. You can see right there I'm a little off. Right there. But I know how to fix it. Not on this. This is... Alright, tomorrow I'm going to polish that, shape that handle, and put the last polish on that blade, and that caddo will be ready to go. Alrighty, I'm exhausted. I'm going home. Have a good Tuesday. Have a good Tuesday, y'all.